Good night. Welcome to another Saturday Night Live, and this is a serious edition. I'm your host, Conway Cameron, and this is how we do it. As usual, we are here to talk about serious issues. And tonight is no exception to the rule. None whatsoever. Whether you like it or you don't like it, we're there here to talk up the things them as usual. Welcome to another Saturday Night Live. We face a serious pandemic in this world. The pandemic of sin. Nobody talking about the pandemic of sin and the dangers to which it presents, and how much people infected, and how much people it kill, and how much people it hospitalize. This is Saturday Night Live. I'm your host, Conway Cameron, and we're going to talk about them tonight. We are going to talk about the pandemic of sin, the feminization of our males. Tell your auntie, your uncle, your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, your niece and your nephew. So we're there on Saturday Night Live and we're talking about serious issues. A lot of people don't realize that we are in a pandemic situation. A dangerous, very dangerous situation. We are run out of man in the world. We have a whole heap of male, but not all of them are man. Check what happened to a youngster there. We want to bust the show this morning with a song. We're busting the show with that one. Saturday Night Live, and this is how we do it. Greetings in the name of the Most High, Jah Rastafari, creator of the universe. Queen Africa. A whole heap of male, but no man. Few man.
Keep it to yourself, don't bring it to Jamaica, keep it to yourself. We no want that a jam rock, keep it to yourself. We can't take no more slackness. You can change the laws of man, but you can't change the laws of God. So if they're not enough because they're glad. If you change, I must be mad, them mad. Somebody tell me what is happening. I don't want no fishing on me, I tell dish to see my son become a father. I'm a greatest wish. The situation kind of very ticklish, but everybody fed up from parish to parish. Yes, and to whom it may concern. I know that the way we want the tables return. As a citizen, we got a lot of concern. The truth is, I know that we want with children them to learn. If you feel like a bad man, keep it to yourself. Don't bring it to Jamaica, keep it to yourself. We no want that a jam rock, keep it to yourself. We can't take no more slackness. Hear this, you feel multiply and replenish the earth, and that's why the woman labor in a childbirth. Me no want to see me brother dress up in a no skirt, and my sister no feel make that just a little part shirt.
We're facing a serious pandemic in the world when nobody are talk about. The church whose responsibility to talk about it find itself in this load of stinkness too. And I advertise it as if Jesus come to save the stinkness and the nastiness when I'm going with. Sin take over the whole universe and nobody not talk about it. Me not hear them call no press conference to go discuss the first case. Me not hear them call no press conference to go discuss them strategy and how them a go get rid of sin. Me not hear no press conference for how much people infected, how much people dead, and how much people hospitalized because of sin. And because of that, we have problems down here in a JA. The effeminization of our males. We have a whole heap of male around the place. Ear male, this a male, that the male, and even email. But we not have no man. The few man them or the few men them we have, you can count them on one hand. Everybody a male, but no, few of them are man. I wonder if me I say this thing right. Look at how them are socialized the male them in our diaspora today, in our section of the world, little Jamaica. Yeah. Slowly but surely, the whole of them are grow fins and scales and a swim around the place like Fido Dido. Oh. For change a society, for change the generation. But nobody is talking about the effeminization of our males. And so we have weak homes, weak society, and a weak country. The men them nowadays are looking to be pampered and pet and cared for and maintained. And the woman them are work for maintain them. The men them nowadays are not the decision makers in their home because half of them no have no education and none of them are bring home the bigger bread. The few dollars and the few shillings where them bring home, you can count it in a silver compared to what the wife or the woman are bring home. So they are marginalized and placed in the tufenke buckle. The effeminization of our males is a pandemic situation worldwide, and it's an epidemic here in Jamaica. How did it reach here, so? When man find it easier to act feminine to get through this world better, he find it easier if him have no backbone and no balls and him just say yes and yes sir all him life. Him find out saying we make more money if he's a gutless brute. This is what is happening to our little Jamaica. We don't have no man for stand up. For stand up. The few where we got, they on the other side of 50 and nearing 50. The younger generation, them want bling bling. Them want mink coat, polished fingernails, and a feminine look with them tight pants and them backside out a door. That is what the Jamaican society is plunging towards. A lack of discipline in our males. A discipline is a process through which a person or a thing must go to get a desired result. So if you are going to bake a cake, you know, chop the ingredients them in the air and it drop. And when it drop and splash out, it turn cake. So when you get a male, you still have to build him into a man. And the discipline to build or turn a male into a man is lacking here in Jamaica. Them no want to go through no hardship. Them want pink roses and comfort and all of the nicest softy things them where the woman them supposed to get. They don't want to be pushed through the rugs and feel the hurts and the bruise and the bones. Them no want to fall down and drop and scrape them knee. Them no want to go through the roughness, the process of discipline that transform a male into a man. Them no want to be responsible, respectful. Them no want to be ambitious. Them just want to know so them have money and can buy more tie pants and more clocks. Yeah? And drive expensive car. And them come in like porridge, balls, extension, disappear. All them have is nothing. The woman them have little or no choice to find a man amongst all the male them there in Jamaica. Because the man scarce but male enough. The discipline that is necessary to be taught in school to turn, yes, a male into a man, not the day. Them teach him maths, English, geography and all sort of foolishness in quotation marks. But to teach him to be a man, to stand up to him responsibility and take the lick and face the bull by his hand, them not teach that. Him come out like a fritters, like a girl child, like little Mary Sue, when he's supposed to come out like Rocky or the big old bastard man. Him come out like Tufenke. The social media now make it no easy upon him. The movies them advertise homosexuality in all its shape and form. The movies them advertise that it's better for him to be feminine in his disposition to make it in this world. No longer you have Rambo and Commander in the movie them. The movie them crisscross, like crisscross we used to DJ and rap. And that a mash up the youths them brain. The meditation, the things them when them a think pan and a feed them mind pan. When man fi eat man food, he ma eat Gerber. Yes, Gerber them a feed him pan and processed food. Them a feed him pan food that has been sterilized. Yes, food when I know male testosterone in it, appear estrogen. And when the boy start act like a bitch, we wonder what happen. But a society a grow, our man them for turn females. So instead of a male go through the discipline and become a man, in go through a discipline, not discipline, in go through a process of demasculinization, where then take out him balls out of him brain, and then take out him manhood out of him brain. So he have it as an extension. Yes? He have it as an extension for use it in process of fertilization. But he is not a man. He's a male. And when the woman them want to depend upon him, he can't be depended upon because him too soft. You lean upon him drop down. He can't stand up to the rigidity of life. Can't plant a cocoa, can't even dig I am ill. You understand me? Him not have what it takes. Can't even change a tire of a car. Because we are demasculinizing our man. That I want. Two, their mind is crisscross and twist-cross and then come out like fish. Yes, fish out of water. And appear scales and fins them a grow. No longer do they have the courage to stand up for what is right. No longer do they have the courage to stand up for what is just. Them bend and twist in any way the money require them to bend and twist in to get the money. And when the woman them need man to depend upon, them have to grow balls for themselves. And that's why most of the woman them are grow balls nowadays. Because the man them balls no worth nothing. They have been effeminized through social media, through the things them they see on the TV and the internet. Them turn them into fenke. Few man we have in the world today. And we realize that the few man them going extinct. It's an endangered species. Not because you're born male means you have to end up being a man. You can born male and be a female, you know. It sounds strange. You can born a male and end up being a woman. Because your dispensation turns you, the process you go through, turns you into a woman. At times like this, our country need leaders in various positions. Ones to stand up and bite the bullet. Ones to face the dragons head on. One to look Lucifer, yes, in his face and call him a chink, a maggot, and a faggot. Them the man there is few, and the rest them, God he knows what they are. Homosexuality take them over. Them don't know it yet, but it's a device created by the devil himself that twist cross the man them. And the woman them can't find no solace and no comfort and no protection from them a man. What is happening to the world here, our little Jamaica, is by design. When them go school, the mothers them grow the boy them. The mothers them pamper them. The mothers them pet them and powder them. Before them box them, cross them face and jerk them 2 times and tough them up, they are caressed and they are soothed into feminine behavior. When them supposed to stand up and make a strong decision, when they're supposed to be disciplined and grow as a man, their mother grow them like a woman. Their dispensation of how them do things and how them come to conclusions to make decisions. Them bend left, them bend right, and them like gossiping. Them don't want to stand up and say, yo, that not my business. I'm not interested to chat about the next man. The situation is grim. So the press conference for me I call you now is to find out from the relevant authorities how much man left, how much gone fish, how much dead, and what's the graph portraying the future to be. I want every Prime Minister understand what I'm saying. Leadership lead leaders. If the Prime Minister decides him to go up a Blue Mountain and him not have other leaders to lead, him just salt. In other words, him alone can't do the job of the Prime Minister. Him need other sub-prime ministers under him. Men have similar guts and balls. I pray that him have for him them intact. Cause them a castrate man nowadays hard. Men have similar guts and balls that when him get an inspiration and instruction from the Most High, him can pass it on to them and then can carry out them duties without fear or favor. So him alone can be Prime Minister. You must have sub-ministers, ministers taking instructions from him in all walks of life. But if all of them gone effeminate in their mind and soon in their body, him not nobody for lead. Him not nobody for take no instructions. The woman them have to go step forward and grow balls and stand up like how they stand up in the families as the head of the house. And them rule because of them are carrying the bigger bread. If when them draw down them pants and take out their pay, they have to put it that way. The husband have a tiny micro pay, while the woman have a big old sinting turn up in front of her, like a light post. This is what is happening to the men them. And so the man them afraid to go a public because the woman have a bigger a bigger salary than where them have. I wish I could have used other words for to get the true meaning. So this is what is happening. So when the Prime Minister draw for help, so we are going to take down the mountain there, we are going to climb Blue Mountain, him realize that only few man really understand the levity to which the responsibility calls for the men them move up to Blue Mountain and get the task done. The rest them a ball for be pampered and how them tired and how them a look a easy way out, a smarter way out. The society to which we have come, the effeminization of our man, our males. We need to put in place a discipline that can transform our males into man, a process to which a man can, a male can go through, and when he come out, he's a man. If that process does not exist, which I doubt it, then what we're going to do? We're going to end up with what we have. And the leaders, them following, depend social media, who not set no example and have no backbone. The church itself have no examples for these male to follow so them can turn man, because the pastors themselves are boogers, and those who are no boogers effeminate in them behavior. Few man step out of them seminar, and when them step out, them find it easier to speak soft messages so people will like them, and tutus them themselves turn to fenke because the woman them love to manage the man, and to get more money, pastor all him have to do is turn effeminate, and the woman them can push him round and him preach a nice sermon them and him make more money. Him no want to stand up and tell a woman to go in her place and realize that she not fi grow no balls, and even though she have the bigger salary, a man is still a man. Him rather shut him out and collect him money and tutus, then chop off him balls and left him dickless. And him a run round the church screaming hallelujah and jumping up and down and chatting gibberish as a fish, as a male, but not a man. So the youngsters them come up and can't find no example in the church. And when a brother in the church decides, say, boy, I was born a male and God has made me a man, and me I stand up to them woman and make them realize, say, me still there, they cut him down and want to trim him to size. Women are threatened by powerful men. Women are threatened by a man. When them realize, say, you're a man and not a male, them approach you differently. It's like them want to attack you. It's like this is unconquered territory, we have to take it down. But you see, if you go on like a fish, And you laugh, and you giggle, and they can push you around the whole of the place, and you them love. But you see, when you're a man, and you them want challenge, and you them want take down, and them tell lie on you, and them plan strategies to make your life uncomfortable. But them no know say that's part of the process of making you a man. But the little fisherman them, and them want to, they sit down in a corner and laugh with them and then chat and answer story. But real woman afraid of a real man. You understand me? Because she knows that when she out there in the cold and the desert, and when she out there in the elements, only a real man can stand up, provide for her and protect her. And no matter how much she want work, a real man now go say, my wife I bring in money or my woman I bring in money, so me can just take it easy. A real man I go say, yo, if you are bringing $10, no, me have to bring in 20. And when you reach 20, me have to bring in 30. Anyway go. And me a man, and me must have the bigger responsibility. And me must be able to take care of the bigger responsibility. Light bill, water bill, rent, or mortgage that come out of my pocket. You responsible for is just little nicks and knacks around the place. But me are the man, and me run the yard, and me must provide for you, and me must protect you, and me responsible for you. Even if you work 100 million, me supposed to work 200 million, and him push himself in that way to maintain a manhood. A real woman not afraid for them the kind of man there. Yeah? They don't feel threatened. A real woman don't feel threatened by them the kind of man there. Yeah? But the little girl them where I run around the place want a little fisherman them, the easy man them, the one them where you scratch them back and then twist and turn over. Yeah? When they can push them around the place and then kick them out of the house. You understand me? Those are the ones who are threatened by a real man. The society is facing an epidemic here in Jamaica, and nobody wants to address it, and therefore the Prime Minister finds himself alone, because no man no dead, there are few men are there to support him, to stand by him and say, yo, this is what we are doing, we are going through with it, you know. Effeminization of our males breed homosexuals. A majority of them were out there stand up and say, yeah, me a man, look, me a man. They need to look in at themselves and ask themselves the question, am I really portraying what a man is to be? Jamaica need real men to bring about a change in our development. Marcus Garvey, Sam Shaw, Bogle, William Garden, Alexander Bustamante. Them man, if them man and they stand up, which part would I in there? If we did have a little fishback man them, where would we be as a country? The real man them need to realize, say, you can't make your son grow up to be a woman. Carry him through a process of discipline that will make him a man. Not because he was born a male. Too much effeminization breed by society, and woman a boss or him run the yard, and a man a drive the car, so him no business about nothing else. We need a process to make sure, say, that our male child grow up to be men. that process starts within the home. And if the home no have no man in it, or if the home no have no woman in it, we know what a man supposed to be, we are losing a species from man to Fenke. The grade a go down. The high grade gone to bushweed. The man them gone to Fenke. Because the women in the house don't know what a real man supposed to be. Because them themselves never have a father. So they are both say them are single mothers or them are the breadwinners, and they can't grow a male into a man because they never have a father. So they don't know what a man supposed to be. And the male we in the house never have a father, so him don't know what a man supposed to be either. And so we have a reduction in the quality of the stock of males or man where we have in the world or in little Jamaica today. We need a process. And sometimes the process is life itself. But if you have a cushion life for a male, him not go turn a man. You have to learn to take the hard licks and the knocks and the irks and the jerks and get up back and go again. Brush off himself. But you can't go lay down in a bed and pamper him and tell him not to run and mind that he fall. Send him out and go make him fall down again. Make him clot himself with the hammer again on the same finger. Either him learn or him tough up. But we can't lose our male to effeminization. Homosexuality squeezing in itself in our little country Jamaica. Look at our males. Look at the way they dress. Look at the way they behave. Listen to them talk. None of them, or few of them, want to be man. They want to breed woman and get baby, but none of them want to be a man. Because anyway the money twists, and they saw them twist too. Our country Jamaica need men to support whatever is necessary to push this country forward to make it a success. Only a true man can really appreciate a woman. Only a true man can grow a male into a man. And only a true man knows what it is to be responsible for a home, to be a true father. We need to get back to basics. And basics sometimes spell B-I-B-L-E. Basics. That is B-I-B-L-E. That's the basics we need to go back to. And for the English teacher will agree with me that B-I-B-L-E spells basics. We need to go back to basics. And if we go back to basics, we'll have more leaders to support the leadership of our country and make it a better place. In closing, Mr. Prime Minister, there is a case brewing from the persons who were left stranded on the ship, the Jamaicans who were stranded at sea. You need to deal with it now before it grows bigger. You need to meet with those lawyers and have a settlement. Hear the groans of the people. And if you need to ask for a pardon, you ask for a pardon. And if there needs to be a settlement, there needs to be a settlement. But Mr. Prime Minister, don't wait until them announce court date. Then you are going to get yourself involved. Get your lawyers involved right now in a negotiation process with those persons who were left stranded at sea by the Jamaican government, so that it will not create a situation of years of embarrassment. People are trying to sue the government. I also want to appeal to those persons who are taking the government to court that be considerate of little Jamaica, and that what you hope to achieve might not be what is satisfactory or satisfying. Meet with the government, have a settlement, end it as early as possible. Don't make lawyers push you to hurt your country, because the lawyers going to collect a money off it and feel good, and them can fly go anywhere, but you would have assisted in hurting your country. Two wrongs don't make a right. Yes, what the government did, what if it left you at sea stranded, is wrong, but hurting the country to spite the government is also wrong. So I'm going to meet Mr. Prime Minister with them as quick as possible to resolve this issue before it turns in a war. Be proactive. Send your legal team to them. Find out what they need. Find out what their growths are. What can be pardoned and what you need to compensate them for. End it as soon as possible, because more and more people are adding to the list of those who were soon. And be certain, if it reach a great percentage, remember Andrew, that percentage will be the ones voting against you. So address the court before it turns a war. I tell you now, it's not everybody that says Lord, Lord shall enter in. It's not everybody where I say Andrew mean you no good. So take my foolish advice. Resolve it before it turn into a court matter. It was wonderful talking to you all about this situation we're facing in our country. We hope and pray that the few real man them well left can grow them pitney, them sons into men who can stand up to what the country will face for the future. James Brown taking us out on Saturday Night Live.
This is a man's world. This is a man's world. But it wouldn't be nothing, nothing without a woman or a girl. You see, man made the cars to take us over the road. Man made the train to carry the heavy load. Man made the electric light to take us out of the dark. Man made the boat for the water, like Noah made the ark. This is a man's world.
Until next time, I'm your host, Conway Cameron. And remember, we need to get back to basics. B-I-B-L-E, basics.
Everything you can. You know that man makes money to buy from other men. This is a man's world. But it would be nothing, not one little thing without a woman or a girl. He's loud.